In the heart of Poland, hidden beneath centuries of dust and mystery, lies the tomb of one of history's most revered kings, King Casimir IV, but his final resting place is shrouded in a dark secret. Legend speaks of a curse that has plagued anyone who dares to disturb his tomb. But is it just superstition, or is there something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Today we dive into the mystery of King Casimir IV's cursed tomb and the haunting events that followed its discovery. Casimir IV, also known as Casimir the Great, was a pivotal figure in the history of Poland. Ascending to the throne in the early 14th century, he played a crucial role in strengthening Poland's position in Europe. His reign was marked by prosperity, territorial expansion, and a commitment to justice and law. But, like many monarchs, his legacy was not without controversy. Some argue that his aggressive policies and military campaigns sowed seeds of discontent, laying the foundation for the unrest that followed his death. After his passing in 1370, his tomb was constructed in the royal crypt at Wawel Castle in Krakow, Poland. The tomb was designed to honor his legacy, but as history would unfold, it would become known for something far darker. The tomb's mysterious curse, the legend of the curse surrounding Casimir IV's tomb, began circulating long after his death. Stories began to surface, claiming that anyone who disturbed the tomb would suffer a series of misfortunes. These stories were whispered for centuries, but it wasn't until the early 19th century that the true horror of the curse would be revealed. In 1815, a group of archaeologists decided to open the tomb in hopes of uncovering artifacts from the medieval period. The moment they disturbed the king's final resting place, tragedy struck. The archaeologists began to experience strange occurrences, illnesses, unexplained deaths, and accidents that seemed too coincidental to ignore. These events only fueled the rumors that the tomb was cursed, and many began to believe that Casimir IV's spirit was seeking vengeance on those who disturbed his eternal peace. The curse unleashed, but it wasn't just the archaeologists who suffered. Over the years, there have been reports of bizarre events tied to those who visited the tomb. Historians, tourists, and even members of the royal family who ventured near the crypt have claimed to experience paranormal activity, including eerie whispers, sudden chills, and even apparitions of a tall, imposing figure dressed in medieval royal attire. The figure is often said to be Casimir IV himself, guarding his tomb from intruders. One particularly chilling account comes from a priest who visited the tomb in the early 20th century. He reported hearing the sound of heavy footsteps echoing through the crypt, followed by an overwhelming sense of dread. His candle flickered out, and when he turned to leave, he was struck by an invisible force, knocking him to the ground. He was later found unconscious, unable to explain what had happened. The dark history of Wawel Castle. To understand the full weight of the curse, we must also look at the history of Wawel Castle, where King Casimir IV's tomb is located. Wawel Castle is one of Poland's most iconic landmarks, and it has witnessed centuries of war, betrayal, and tragedy. The castle has long been associated with dark events and ominous happenings, including numerous deaths of royalty and nobility. In the 16th century, a series of mysterious deaths plagued the royal family, and some historians believe that these deaths were connected to the curse of King Casimir IV. The timing of these deaths, combined with the strange events surrounding the tomb, suggests that the curse may have a much broader impact than previously thought. A haunted relic of the past, the curse of Casimir IV's tomb is not just a relic of superstition, it has become a part of Poland as cultural fabric. Wawel Castle, once a place of majesty and power, is now viewed by many as a haunted site, a place where the spirits of the past refuse to rest. Visitors from around the world flock to the castle, not only to see its breathtaking architecture and artifacts, but also to experience the eerie atmosphere that surrounds the tomb. Some say that the curse is not a simple tale of ghostly revenge. Instead, it serves as a reminder of the ancient power that once ruled over Poland. Casimir IV's reign was not without its faults, and perhaps the curse is a manifestation of the unresolved conflicts and tensions from his time as king. The legend lives on, though modern science and reason often dismiss the idea of curses. The legend of Casimir IV's tomb continues to captivate the imagination of many. Each year, new stories emerge, and the mystery deepens. Whether or not the tomb is truly cursed, one thing is certain: the shadow of King Casimir IV still looms over Poland. The curse, whether real or imagined, has become as much a part of Polish history as the king himself. As we move forward in history, the tomb remains closed, and its secrets remain locked within the walls of Wawel Castle. But who knows? Perhaps in the future, someone will once again attempt to uncover the king's final resting place, and the curse will strike once more. The legend of the cursed tomb of King Casimir IV is more than just a story of superstition. It is a testament to the lasting impact of history and the mysteries that remain unsolved. As we explore the hidden truths of this ancient curse, we are reminded of the dark power of the past and the secrets that lie waiting to be uncovered. In the early 20th century, a new wave of curiosity and intrigue led to another attempt to investigate the cursed tomb of King Casimir IV. A team of historians and archaeologists, undeterred by the haunting tales of the past, sought to finally uncover the truth behind the curse. What they discovered was far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. As they carefully opened the tomb, reports began to emerge that the team experienced strange and inexplicable occurrences. The moment they disturbed the tomb, they claimed to feel a sudden drop in temperature and an oppressive sense of dread. Some team members even reported hearing faint whispers in a language no one could understand. The whispers seemed to grow louder the closer they got to the king's remains. The haunting legacy continues. The most shocking revelation came when the team uncovered an inscription inside the tomb, one that had never been seen before. It read, "Beware the wrath of a king who is betrayed." This cryptic message sent shockwaves through the team, leading many to believe that the curse was not just the result of superstition, but a deeper, darker consequence of Casimir IV's troubled reign. But what does this inscription really mean? Was King Casimir IV betrayed by his own people, or is there something more sinister at play? Some historians speculate that the curse is a reflection of unresolved political and personal conflicts from his reign. Perhaps the betrayal referred to in the inscription is not literal but symbolic, a representation of the king's own internal struggles and the lasting consequences of his decisions. The mystery of the missing artifacts. One of the most puzzling elements of the tomb's mystery is the disappearance of several artifacts that were said to have been placed within the tomb. When the tomb was originally opened, historians expected to find treasures that were meant to accompany the king in the afterlife. However, many of these artifacts, including gold coins, religious relics, and even weapons, were mysteriously missing. Some have theorized that the missing items were stolen over the centuries. However, others believe that the disappearance of these artifacts is tied to the curse itself. Could it be that those who tried to remove the king's possessions were punished by the curse? Did the missing artifacts vanish as a result of the curse's wrath? The paranormal activity at Wawel Castle. Even today, Wawel Castle continues to be the site of strange paranormal activity. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing through the corridors late at night, followed by the sounds of ghostly whispers. Some claim to have seen a shadowy figure roaming the castle, often near the tomb of Casimir IV. Witnesses describe the figure as tall, regal, and wearing a crown, though no one can say for certain who or what it is. Many believe these sightings are the restless spirit of King Casimir IV himself, still seeking revenge on those who disturbed his eternal resting place. Others argue that the tomb's curse has become a symbol of the unresolved trauma that haunts the castle. Either way, the castle has become a place of both historical intrigue and supernatural mystery. The curse and modern-day scholars. In recent years, scholars have attempted to disprove the curse of King Casimir IV's tomb, relying on scientific explanations and historical analysis. Yet, despite their best efforts, the mystery persists. The idea of a curse, while dismissed by many, continues to captivate the public's imagination. Historians and archaeologists alike remain divided on the true nature of the tomb's curse. Some argue that the curse is a fabricated story designed to protect the tomb from further disturbances, while others believe that it is a legitimate reflection of the power of belief and the emotional weight of history. Whatever the truth may be, the curse has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on both Polish history and global folklore. The enduring legacy of King Casimir IV. Today, the tomb of King Casimir IV remains closed, but the legend of the curse endures. Whether or not the tomb is truly cursed, one thing is certain: the legacy of King Casimir IV lives on. His contributions to Poland are still celebrated, but so too are the eerie stories surrounding his final resting place. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is not the curse itself, but why it continues to captivate our imagination. Is it because we are drawn to the unknown? Or is it because we, too, recognize the darkness that sometimes lingers long after a person's death? The tomb of King Casimir IV remains a haunting enigma, a symbol of both the glory and tragedy of his reign. As we continue to explore its mysteries, we are reminded that some stories are meant to be told, not to explain, but to intrigue. Perhaps the curse, like the king himself, will never be fully understood, but that in itself is what makes it so compelling.